All right, guys, welcome back to the final episode here. We're going to preview the South. We're going to talk about the first round games and then hit up the second round matchups. So the South bracket show is brought to you by water. It was very important this week. I know people were fighting over it at the grocery store. And we're also brought to you by fire. That was very important for a lot of you guys. So the South needed fire and water in the worst way this week. All right, so looking at the bracket, we had some chalk, and then we had a postponement and an upset. So we got the Gators, the Dogs, to be determined, and then War Eagle. So let's talk these matchups, guys.
Yeah, so first off, we got Cody's number 1 seed Florida Gators versus the number 8 seed Ole Miss Rebs. And this game wasn't close from the start. Committee really got this one right from a seeding perspective. Florida came out guns a-blazing, got to a 49-0 lead, gave up some late touchdowns in the game. I don't know if that was just tapping the brakes a little bit or what was going on there, but they had a chance for the shutout and didn't finish. But seeding was right. I would say Florida showed everything they needed to. I was a little disappointed by Ole Miss, obviously a lot disappointed because I thought they had the offensive weapons to put up a little more of a fight, but Florida's defense obviously came to play that day. Coach, what do you think about your win today or that day?
You know, we didn't just come here to be here, okay? We came here to win, all right? And you know, can't just be happy with wins, right? We got to get better every day, all right? It's about the process, okay? And look, you guys at ESPN and the media keep talking about it, all right? Putting this rat poison in our players' ears, all right? Okay, we got some improvements to make for next week, all right? And we're going to do it, all right? So I don't want to hear any more about it, all right?
Strong words.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Coach, thanks for your words, and I look forward to watching the second round. Next up, we have the 4 versus 5 seed Georgia versus LSU classic power game between 2 SEC teams. This is kind of a snoozer of a game, I have to admit. Georgia came out on top 31-17. Pretty just dominant game overall for Georgia. I don't think LSU had the talent or the horses. I came into this bracket seeding tournament process thinking LSU was a bit overrated as a team from the get-go, and that kind of reflected in where they were selected overall. They were available pretty late in the selection process, and I think this shows why. So yeah, Cody, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Georgia came out with the win here. That was a little surprising, but Georgia's a really talented team as well. But it looks like we got a good matchup here in this side of the bracket going forward. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yep. And then on the other side of the bracket, we got Auburn versus A&M in the horse collar game, and the Auburn Eagles were able to pull out the victory. I was looking up the score. 42-14 is the score that we have here.
Well, you had to look it up because this one obviously was on pay-per-view game. What was that about? Like in the dark, no one could see it.
Yeah, no, it was so in the dark that in the middle of the fourth quarter, the lights went out and they just called the game. So charade aside, what ended up happening is the Twitch link didn't work, and so no one was able to see it. Texting with both people, and the score was 42-7 Auburn, with A&M about to score when they lost connection in the fourth quarter. So they just decided that, just give A&M that touchdown that they deserve to make it 42-14. And it wasn't worth replaying. The victor had already been decided. So we'll give them a 42-14 victory for Auburn. And T. Carlo, one of our users that we know, moving on to the second round.
Yeah, unfortunately, this one didn't go the Ags way. It's probably everyone was thankful that this was a blackout game. It wasn't a game you wanted to watch if you're an A&M fan. I think when I talked about this game in the original seeding video, I mentioned that I was going to pick A&M for the sake of our viewership, but I thought Auburn would win. I didn't think it would be by this much, but yeah, I think I think the game lagging out at the end was almost a mercy rule. Yeah, this one was pretty bad.
Yeah, and then finally the last matchup, Alabama versus Georgia Tech. So what happened here is they were scheduled to play, and the storm, the ice storm, snowmageddon, whatever you want to call it, came in and messed up some plans. And so what we're going to do is give them a little bit extra time to play because they're both active users and wanted to play the game. So hopefully they can get this game in by Friday or Saturday. And then the winner of that game can face Auburn, Saturday, Sunday. So a little bit of flexibility here. Luckily, it isn't real college football in the sense that teams need time to rest or anything like that. So when people need a chance for a little bit extra time, we'll give it. So I'm excited to see this game. I think we talked about it in the first video we did. This should be a really good game, and it really sets up the second seed, which we'll talk about later. But Alabama Auburn's on the table as a potential matchup, and then Georgia Tech could also make a run as a Cinderella. So should be good.
Yeah, this could have a potential cocktail party Iron Bowl Final Four. Very exciting. Yep. All right, so let's talk about these matchups. Sorry.
No, I just want to point out, I think this is kind of BS that we're giving Alabama the free pass a little bit, I guess, to say to get extra time whenever everyone else is held to the rules. This is clearly a sign that the committee is pulling favors for the favorite best team in the tournament per se, but based on ratings. So I just wanted to point out that I'm not in favor of this rule and or this little bit of an extension they're getting here. So I said my piece.
Yeah, I mean this is pretty typical of the committee. It's typical Alabama bias by the College Football Playoff Committee, just giving them the benefit of the doubt. Certainly no foul play here.
Ironic, Ohio State talking about the rules being changed. All right, so let's talk about the cocktail party here.
Touche,
we got Cody versus Oz. Florida, Georgia. No line on this game, but let's see your thoughts.
Florida, Georgia, no line. Did you?
I did. Nothing slips past you, Commissioner.
That's pretty good. So the biggest outdoor cocktail party in the world. This one unfortunately won't be played in Jacksonville. It will be played likely in Florida, in Gainesville. So I think this will be a barn burner. Georgia showed that they can play some defense, only allowing 17 points to, overrated LSU, but still, a decent team. So we'll see what Georgia can do from a defensive perspective to stop that Florida offense. I fully expect Florida to come in. I don't think they'll win 56-14 again. I think this will be a much closer game, but I do expect Florida to come out with the win.
Yeah, I mean, Georgia's a good team. Can't take anything away from them. We gotta prepare. They got some playmakers, and this game is gonna be played in Gainesville as God intended, and we're gonna come out. We're gonna trust the process. We're gonna prepare. We're gonna do everything that we can to come out with a win this week.
The committee would like to remind Florida that there's a 25% attendance capacity.
Well, look, okay, we want the swamp packed. And, hopefully that's what we'll get. Some other teams are getting the unfair advantage here. You guys are giving Alabama all this benefit of the doubt. I'll leave it at that.
All right. So let's talk about some potential matchups here in the last game of round one. The last game of round two.
Yeah. So kind of like I mentioned in the first round, it has two really good matchup potentials based on if Alabama and Georgia Tech's able to play. So if they are able to play and Alabama wins, you have the Iron Bowl, Alabama, Auburn in the second round, which is a dream matchup for the selection committee, better than anything they could have hoped for. So the other side of the coin is if Georgia Tech wins, you have a Cinderella story moving into the second round with a chance for the second. Sorry, I cut out the second chance for the 6-7 matchup for a Cinderella story getting to the Elite Eight. So good storylines here, depending on if it's able to be played. If it's not able to be played, Georgia Tech would be moving through. So we'll see what happens here. Obviously some moving parts, but some good matchups nonetheless.
Yeah, we've already given our predictions on the Alabama Georgia Tech game. So hopefully that game can be played. But either way, I think they're going to be facing a formidable opponent in this Auburn team, as we've seen in the first round. So looking forward to it. Don't have any preference as to which team gets to play, but it would be cool to see the Iron Bowl and the world's largest outdoor cocktail party get played in the same round. But we'll see how it goes. But whoever makes it through is going to have a tough time with this Auburn team.
Ryan, your comment about a dream matchup for the committee has me worried about the refs in this Alabama Georgia Tech game. I gotta say, the committee is responsible for paying the refs throughout this tournament. Please, I'm hoping that there's some honor in the refs making calls that aren't in favor of Alabama just because they're Alabama.
Well, as the selection committee, we believe that the officials will be fair no matter what happens, and that your comments are slightly out of line with the integrity of the sport. There is no concern here. We think that Georgia Tech is going to get a fair game.
Commissioner, there's been rumors that this ref crew for the Alabama Georgia Tech game is an SEC crew. Actually, they're all from Tuscaloosa. Can you confirm or deny this?
Well, we found them all at a bar, and they claim to be neutral parties. So we're not concerned with that at all either. The problem we're having is that we keep rescheduling the game, and they we didn't want them to fly in and out of town. So we got some locals, and we think it's going to be okay.
All right, sounds fair.
All right. Well, a lot of fun in the first round. Sevens were wild. We once again, you get a week for the next round. Ask you to stream your games on Twitch if you can. Tons of fun to watch. Really enjoyed it, guys. Look forward to round 2. Good luck to everybody about South Carolina, and really looking forward to what comes up this next week. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.